Guys, thanks for playing at Wood Nickel today. We had a great time. You guys were awesome. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm John Hubner, guitar, singer.
Okay, all right.
Jack Long, drummer, percussionist.
Okay, and there was a third member also.
Yeah, Shane Page is our bass player.
Okay.
He recently joined a few months ago and came in to help us so we could get out and play some shows. But he's becoming more of a writing role too when we start writing this new album. So.
Okay, and let's go back to the beginning. What's the beginnings of Goodbyewave?
It was a project I came up with back in 2003, 2004.
Okay.
Writing just by myself in my basement, just self-recording.
Okay.
I put an album out just on my own, and then about 2006, Jack had approached me about getting together and playing.
Okay.
So from September of 2006 on, we've been writing and recording ever since.
So this current project that you have, you've been working on that for how long then?
Well, the current project is like sleight of hand. Is that what you're talking about? We've been working on.
Yeah.
We worked on that from September of '08 to
Okay.
September of '09.
Okay, and those songs date back about how far then?
About September of '08.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
we basically, as we started writing, we'd record, and
Okay.
they were pretty fresh when we put them down.
Okay.
It's a sequential thing. We just kind of wrote them and put them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who would you say are your influences in how you make your music?
Probably one of my biggest influences is probably the Beatles.
Okay.
Okay. And George Harrison, post Beatles.
Okay.
Wilco's a big influence of mine as well.
Okay.
So between the Beatles and Wilco,
That covers a lot of territory right
covers
there.
a lot of territory. So
Okay.
Well, for me, it was Buddy Rich, Keith Moon.
Oh, wow.
My birthday's the same as Buddy Rich.
Is that right?
Pretty cool, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So Rush, Van Halen, those kind of things.
Okay. So a little heavier than. Okay. All right. So this album you started in '08 and now we're in 10. So it's been a long process to get to this point.
yeah, definitely. We made it available back in the fall of '09. And by that time we had already been thinking about doing another album because we weren't really much of a live band.
Right, right.
It's pretty much a recording, a studio project. But then we decided we wanted to maybe get out and promote what we were doing.
Right,
So
right.
that's when I asked my friend Shane if he would be willing to come in and learn some songs so
Sure.
we could play.
Sure.
Which he did, and it turned into more of a three-piece than just two guys and then
Right.
some dude that fills in. So,
Okay.
And that's where we're at now. This was
Okay.
our first show, kind of our debut
Right.
live.
Right.
So,
I've listened to the album several times and I really like it, but I was wondering when you write songs, what's your process on doing so?
well, it's a weird process. No, basically, when I write a song, I know a lot of songwriters kind of start out to come up with music and then go back and add lyrics. But for me, I usually get a lyrical idea and write it down, and then the music's kind of already there. So I start a song, start to finish, almost before I move on to something new. So it's hard to describe my process.
Well, when we first started, we got together and we would just play together and we would come up with something and then we would put a bridge in there and open it up and create
Okay.
a song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then for a while we'd create CDs and we would play that way, and then after a while it was just kind of back and forth. So
Yeah.
we've tried a lot of different methods.
ways to do it.
And how do you come up with a topic for a song? Is there
for-
anything particular that you?
For me, I kind of write like like an author would write. Just kind of take a fictional, situation, and I always wanted to be a writer, but I just didn't have enough patience to sit and write it for 10 months to write a novel.
Yeah.
So each song is kind of like a mini story or whatever.
Okay. So not really poetry per se,
No,
but
no, not poetry.
Okay.
No, I just kind of try to write to what people can, everyday situations that, someone could relate to if they're listening to it. So.
And you mentioned earlier that you're already working on another project.
Yes.
Where are you at on that process at this point?
Well, we have one finished song.
Okay.
And then from that point, after the show, we're gonna actually start getting together and just start hashing out music and go from there. But one song's done so far. So.
And what would you like to do with Goodbyewave? What's kind of your long-term goals with the group?
Well, I guess just keep writing and recording as long as everything is working, Keep going for as long as we can.
Yeah.
Play. We'd like to do more shows. I mean, we don't want to be a every weekend band.
Yeah.
We've got lives, families.
Sure.
So something like this, where it's kind of it's catered to people wanting to hear us as
Right.
opposed to going to a bar and hearing, a band play 4 sets of cover songs.
Right. Right.
So if we can do that, then we'd like to do some more shows. So.
Okay. And if fans that are watching this want to find your presence on the internet, what would be the best way to get a hold of you guys?
The best way, probably go through our MySpace
Okay.
page.
Okay.
We have a MySpace page.
Okay.
We're also there's a Pure Volume page, but don't go.
Okay. All right.
there anymore.
All right. So MySpace, you have some samples of your music and some things like that people could check out and that type of thing.
Definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
There's samples, and you can check it out.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thanks again, guys, for playing today. I really enjoyed the set, and good luck on what you got coming up.
All right.
Thanks
Thanks
for
Bob.
having us.
Appreciate you having us here.